विषय चाड़िया सेरा से मजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि
विषय छाड़िया सेरा से मजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि
देखा ओरे भाई त्रिभुवने नाय ए मोण दयालो दाता
देखा रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाय ए मोने दयालो दाता
पशु पाखी जुरे पाषाण बिदरे शुनि जार गुण गाता
पशु पक्षी जुरे पाषाण बिदरे सुनि जरा गुण गाथा
संसारे मजिया रोहिली पड़िया से पदे नहिलो आश
संसारे मजिया रोहिली पड़िया से पदे नहिलो आशा
आपन कर्म भुंजाये शमन खोये लोचन दास
अपन कर्म भुंजाये समन
परम करुणा पाहु द्विजन निताय गौरचंद्र
परम करुणा पाहु द्विजन निताय गौरचंद्र
शबवता शार शिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंद
सारे अवतार सारे शिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंद
Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajak Acharya Ashtottara Sutta Shishimar His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Naam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shamaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glory to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Hari Hari Bol. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatayane. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We are studying the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
It's not the one.
Is that the right verse?
No. I was reading something else. I'm sorry about that.
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 21,
Yes.
which is the opulence and sweetness of Krishna. And I had much later than that.
Sorry about that. Yeah, 19.
Okay. Text 19. So the opulence and sweetness of Krishna. Opulence, we say that Krishna has six opulences, and one of the opulence is Aishwarya also. So that's an opulence, the opulence of the opulence. Text 19.
It's the first three words are Sanskrit and then it's Bengali.
Oh, okay. Krishna Vatsayar Asankyatai.
Shukdev Bani, Krishna Shange Koto Go, Shankha Nahi Jani.
According to Shukadev Goswami, Krishna had unlimited cows and cowherd boys with him. No one could count their actual number.
এক এক গোপ করে যে বৎস চারণ কোটি অর্বুদ শঙ্খ পদ্ম তাহার গণন.
Each of the cowherd boys was tending calves to the extent of a koti, arbuda, shankha, and padma. That is the way of counting, purport. According to Vedic mathematical calculations, the following enumeration system is used. Units, tens, dash, hundreds, shat, thousands, sahasra, 10,000, ayuta, 100,000, laksh. 10 times laksh is niyuta, 10 times niyuta is koti. And some people have a different name for koti. You know what that is?
Crore.
Yeah, crore. So crore is 10 million, right? 10 times koti is arbuda, 10 times arbuda is vrinda, 10 times vrinda is karva, 10 times karva is nikarva, 10 times nikarva is shank, 10 times shank is padma, and 10 times padma is sagara. 10 times sagara is antya, and 10 times antya is madhya, and 10 times madhya is parardha. Each item is 10 times greater than the previous one. Thus, in conclusion, all the cowherd boys who were companions of Krishna had many calves to take care of.
বেত্র বেণু দল শৃঙ্গ বস্ত্র অলঙ্কার গোপগণের যত তার নাহি লেখা পার.
All the cowherd boys had unlimited calves. Similarly, their canes, flutes, lotus flowers, horns, garments, and ornaments were all unlimited. They cannot be limited by writing about them.
সবে হইলা চতুর্ভুজ বৈকুণ্ঠের পতি পৃথক পৃথক ব্রহ্মাণ্ডের ব্রহ্মা করে স্তুতি.
The cowherd boys then became four-handed Narayanas, predominating deities of the Vaikuntha planets, and all the separate Brahmas from different universes began to offer their prayers unto the Lords. So this, where Lord Chaitanya is describing to Sanatana Goswami further about the Brahma Vimohan Lila, where Lord Brahma kidnapped the calves and cowherd boys, and Krishna expanded himself into those same calves and cowherd boys for 1 year. And then Lord Brahma coming back to see the fun, he came back, and instead of, he saw the cowherd boys, and then they became four-handed Narayans. And then all these Brahmas from different universes came, and they were offering obeisances to those Narayan forms in addition to Lord Krishna.
এক কৃষ্ণ দেহ হইতে সবার প্রকাশে ক্ষণেকে সবাই সেই শরীরে প্রবেশে.
All these transcendental bodies emanated from the body of Krishna. And within a second, they all entered into his body.
ইহা দেখি ব্রহ্মা হইলা মোহিত বিস্মিত, স্তুতি করি এই পাছে করিলা নিশ্চিত.
When Lord Brahma from this universe saw this pastime, he was astonished and struck with wonder. After offering his prayers, he gave the following conclusion.
যে কহে কৃষ্ণের বৈভব মুই সব জানো, সে জানুক কায় মনে মুই এই মানো.
Lord Brahma said, if someone says that he knows everything about Krishna's opulence, let him think that way. However, as far as I am concerned, with my body and mind, I consider it in this way.
এই যে তোমার অনন্ত বৈভব অমৃত সিন্ধু, মোর বাং মনোগম্য নহে এক বিন্দু.
My Lord, your opulence is like an unlimited ocean of nectar, and it is verbally and mentally impossible for me to realize even a drop of that ocean. Janata eva janatu kim bahuktya name prabho manaso vapuso vacho vaibhavam tavagochara. There are people who say, I know everything about Krishna. Have you heard those people? Yes. Let them think this way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. Oh, my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulences are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 38th verse, spoken by Lord Brahma after he had stolen Lord Krishna's cows, calves, and cowherd boys, and Krishna had exhibited his transcendental opulence by recreating all the stolen cows, calves, and cowherd boys by his Vishnu Murti expansions. After he had seen this, Brahma offered the above prayer. One interesting point about that pastime is, as usual, Lord Krishna is expert in that he can accomplish many purposes at the same time. For example, when he lifted Govardhan Hill, he protected his devotees, he curbed the pride of Indra, he began the observance of the Govardhan Puja celebration, which continues to the present time. So similarly here, when he expanded himself into the calves and cowherd boys, he did that by to bewilder Brahma and to also curb his misunderstanding, but also because he expanded himself as those calves and cowherd boys. All the mother cows and all the gopis, elderly gopis who were the mothers of those cowherd boys, got to be directly mothers of Krishna for that year. So it was a great opportunity for them.
কৃষ্ণের মহিমা রহু কেবা তার জ্ঞাতা বৃন্দাবন স্থানের দেখো আশ্চর্য বিভূতা
Let the glories of Lord Krishna be. Who could be aware of all of them? His abode, Vrindavan, has many wonderful opulences. Just try to see them all.
16 ক্রোশ বৃন্দাবন শাস্ত্রের প্রকাশে তার এক দেশে বৈকুণ্ঠা জাণ্ডগণ ভাসে
According to the revelations of revealed scriptures, Vrindavan extends only 16 kroshas, 32 miles. Nonetheless, all the Vaikuntha planets and innumerable universes are located in one corner of this tract. Purport. In Braj, the land is divided into various vanas, or forests. The forests total 12, and their extension is estimated to be 84 kroshas. Of these, the special forest known as Vrindavan is located from the present municipal city of Vrindavan to the village called Nandagram. This distance is 16 kroshas or 32 miles.
অপার ঐশ্বর্য কৃষ্ণের নাহি গণন শাখা চন্দ্র ন্যায় করি দিগদর্শন
No one can estimate the opulence of Krishna. That is unlimited. However, just as one sees the moon through the branches of a tree, I wish to give a little indication. Purport. First, a child is shown the branches of a tree, and then he is shown the moon through the branches. This is called Shaka Chandra Nyaya. The idea is that first one must be given a simpler example, then the more difficult background is explained. Or just like a parent, when their child is young, they might give them a toy kitchen set. To understand all the intricacies of cooking at 2 or 3 years old, probably not possible. They'll burn themselves, but that small kitchen set gives them a beginning, and later they'll find out the full idea.
ঐশ্বর্য কহিতে স্ফুরিল ঐশ্বর্য সাগর মনেন্দ্রিয় ডুবিলা প্রভু হইলা ফাঁপর
While describing the transcendental opulences of Krishna, the ocean of opulence manifested in the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his mind and senses were immersed in this ocean. Thus he was perplexed.
ভাগবতের এই শ্লোক পড়িলা আপনে অর্থ আশা দিতে সুখে করেন ব্যাখ্যানে
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally recited the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, and to relish the meaning, he began to explain it himself. Svayam tvasam yatishya strayadhisha Swarajya Lakshmyapatta Samasta Kama Balim Harabdhis Chiraloka Palai Kiriti Koti Tatapada Pitta. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the master of the three worlds and the three principal demigods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. No one is equal to or greater than him. By his spiritual potency, known as Swarajya Lakshmi, all his desires are fulfilled. While offering their dues and presence in worship, the predominating deities of all the planets touch the lotus feet of the Lord with their helmets. Thus, they offer prayers to the Lord. This quotation is verse 21 of the second chapter, third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam.
পরমেশ্বর কৃষ্ণ স্বয়ং ভগবান, তাতে বড় তার সম কেহ নাহি আন।
Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is the greatest of all. No one is equal to him, nor is anyone greater than him. You know that the name of Krishna that means no one is greater than or equal to him? Somebody. No? Asamordha. Have you heard that name of Krishna? Asamordha. Nobody is equal to or greater than him. Krishna confirms that in the Bhagavad Gita when he says, which I'm sure some of you know that verse, Matta Parataram Nanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. There is no truth superior to me. Matta Parataram Nanyat Kinchidasti Mai Sarvamidam Protam Sutre Mani Guna Iva. Just like all other things are resting on me as pearls or jewels are strung on a thread. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachirananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Krishna, known as Govinda, aka Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an original blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. This is the first verse of the 5th chapter of Brahma Samhita.
ব্রহ্মা বিষ্ণু হর এই সৃষ্টাদি ঈশ্বর, তিনে আজ্ঞাকারী কৃষ্ণ অধীশ্বর।
The primary predominating deities of this material creation are Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. Nonetheless, they simply carry out the orders of Lord Krishna, who is master of all. Srijamita niyuktoham haro harati tadvasha Vishvam Purusharupena Paripati Pishakti Drik. Lord Brahma said, following the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I create. Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself, in the form of Chiradakshai Vishnu, maintains all the affairs of the material universe. Thus, the supreme controller of the three modes of material nature is Lord Vishnu. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 6th chapter, 32nd verse. That verse is from a part of the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 2nd canto, where Narad Muni is inquiring from his father, Lord Brahma, about how the creation takes place. So this is part of Lord Lord Brahma's answer. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said, wrote a nice bhajan that goes, to me, Sarveshwareshwara, Brajendra Kumar, Tomar Ichaya Bishe, Sri Jan Sanhar. You know this one? To me, you are the controller of all controllers. Just like it says, Ishvara Param. So another way of saying that, Sarveshwareshwara. Who is that? Brajendra Kumar, the youthful king of Braja. Tomar Ichaya, by your wish, Vishve, the universe, Srijan is created, Sanhar is destroyed. Tava Ichamata Brahma, Korine Srijan, Tava Ichamata Vishnu, Korina Palan. By your will, Brahma creates, by your will, Vishnu maintains, Tava Ichamata Shiva, Korine Sanhar, and by your will, Lord Shiva destroys, and Tava Ichamata Maya, Srije Karagar, and by your will, Maya creates the prison house of the material world. So sometimes people are confused a little bit because in Hinduism they think it's polytheistic, which it is. There are many deities, but still beyond those many deities, there's the supreme controller, Sarveshwarishvara, and that's Krishna. Ishvara Param Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. Elsewhere, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Ekal Ishwar Krishna, as this is Bengali, I think, Ekal Ishwar Krishna Ar Shab Bitta. Is that properly pronounced?
Yes.
Ekal Ishwar Krishna. There's one supreme controller, Ishwar Krishna. Everybody else, Shab, Britya, they're servants. They're subordinate servants. So this is very nice. So in one sense, we say that everything is coming from Krishna. And then in this verse, he's talking about the three energies. And did you catch that?
The creator, preserver, and destroyer.
Yeah, they can become creator, preserver, and destroyer. Yes, and in the purport of the verse that was being quoted here, he could also be understood as being the internal potency, the external potency, and the marginal potency. He's also the controller of those three potencies. The internal potency being prevalent in the spiritual world and Krishna's potencies. The external potency is prevalent in the material world, and the marginal potency is the living entities. So it's another way of saying that. So the Vaishnavas, those who are followers and trying to be devotees of Vishnu and Krishna, they also accept the oneness of everything. Because everything is coming from Krishna. But unlike the impersonalists, there's not an overemphasis on impersonality or oneness. There's not an overemphasis on oneness, because within that oneness still there's variety. So there's Krishna and Krishna's energies and Krishna's expansions. They're all Krishna. Bahunam janmanamante gyanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti. A person, after struggling at trying to get knowledge for many births, finally, when they get knowledge, they surrender to Krishna, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, understanding that Vasudeva is everything, either personally or through his energy. So the impersonalists tend to deny the continued existence of personality, whereas the Vaishnavas, no, they say that the personality is the more important part of Krishna's existence, and that's what we're talking about and describing. Lord Chaitanya is describing here the opulence of the Supreme Person, Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you put bit more light on the internal potency of the Lord? Yeah, like Ladini, Sambit, and Sandhini potencies are there. I mean, the jiva are in the marginal potency, right? But when the jiva become pure, like they get also the bit portion of marginal portion of the Ladini potency as well. But the Ladini potency owned by Srimati Radharani kind of. So I just wanted to understand, like Ladini potency is the Radharani. So how Jiva also get that Ladini potency?
Thank you, Ram Shyam Prabhu. So the living entities, we living entities work. The technical term in Sanskrit is tatashta shakti, you know, which means marginal potency. So the tatashta shakti, us marginal potencies, will never change and become Ladini Shakti or other Shaktis, but by voluntarily putting ourselves under the care and the following the direction of Ladini Shakti, we're in sync, in parallel with the Ladini Shakti. So that's why it says in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mahatmanas tumam partha daivim prakritim ashvita. Yeah, and then, so he said that the great souls, Mahatmas, they've taken shelter, daivim prakriti, of that, as you said, the Ladini Shakti, they've taken shelter. And specifically, that, as you mentioned, was Srimati Radharani and her instructions. And how do we know that? Bhajanti Ananya Manasho, because they're always engaged in Krishna service. So, Krishna has lots of different energies, as his creative energy, his chit potency means his knowledge potency, his eternality potency. But the potency you're talking of, Hladini, is that the special pleasure-giving potency, and we're meant to participate or cooperate with that potency, and then we can become liberated beyond this material world by that. I don't know if that helps. Does that have any?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much helps, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
I have a question, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you said Hinduism is about poly gods. Like, was that the term that you used? Poly gods for Hinduism?
Yeah, polytheism usually means
poly gods. But all those gods are related to each other, right? So she is the wife of somebody, and that son is the god. I mean, they're all related, right? It's not like, is there any Hindu god who is not related to the other gods? I mean, they're all related, right?
Yeah. So all of them are created. All of them are related to Krishna. Just like in the in that prayer I was quoting, Krishna has Brahma. Krishna is the source of Brahma. He's the source of Shiva. I mean, ultimately, so they're related. But if you have a debt to a family member, say you're a debt to your cousin, and you pay your nephew, that won't work. So there's a conception within certain quarters, and many people who have considered themselves, they might consider themselves Hindu, that all the gods are the same. So if you worship any god, you'll get the same result. There are many people who speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam, and they say things like, it doesn't matter. Take any Param Shakti, Durga, Ganapati, Shiva, Krishna, Ram, it doesn't matter, and you'll get the same result. the Vaishnav teaching is not that. Those different family members, if you want to call them, or representatives of Krishna, are very powerful. But by worshiping them, you don't go back to Godhead, you go to their place. Yanti deva vrata devan pintrin yanti pitrivrata. Krishna says, if you worship the if you worship Indra, you go to Indralok. If you worship Yama, the ancestors, you go to Yamalok. So it's like, if you buy a ticket for Chicago, a plane ticket, it's not that you're going to go to Los Angeles. No, you go. So there's a mistake among some that all of those different demigods, they're all really the forms of those demigods are not important. It's the impersonal energy beyond them that's the important thing, and that's what you really worship. And so all those demigods are just temporary manifestations of the impersonal Brahman that we're actually worshiping. So it doesn't matter what form you worship. But as we're seeing here, Krishna's form is called Satchidananda. His form is eternal. We know that in this world, the forms that we see around us are all temporary. So because we're hackneyed or so used to saying, well, any form must be temporary and material and full of ignorance. Therefore, Krishna's form also must be like that. It's a jump like that. But that's why Krishna very clearly says in Bhagavad Gita, Avajanati ma mudha manusim tanumashrita. People who don't know. Avajanati mam. They don't know me. Manushim tanumash. They think I've assumed this human form. They don't know my supreme dominion over all that be. So the Vaishnava, even though they recognize there are many different gods and demigods and they respect them, their focus is on worshiping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Thank you.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
So usually, like, in Hindus, prior to coming to the ISKCON, I'm a Hindu. So Mondays,
Yes.
Mondays I try to listen to Shiva Bhajan. Tuesdays, Hanuman Bhajan. Wednesday, I did not know who to pick. So Thursday, Sai Baba Bhajan. Friday, Lakshmi Bhajan, and Saturday, like in our family, we pray Lord Venkateswara Swami, Lord Balaji. So I put like, and Sunday, I did not know who to pick. So Sunday is like free day. So like, am I missing on something if I just only pray Krishna?
Well, that was the thought of Nanda Maharaj in the Govardhan Leela. He was saying, well, I have to worship Indra because he's supplying the rain. And Krishna said, no. He wanted to reestablish that there's no need to worship anyone else. So he said, no, you worship Govardhan Hill. And then he appeared, he expanded himself as Govardhan Hill. But Indra became angry and he tried to punish those residents of Vrindavan, including Krishna. He tried to kill him, attempted murder to kill him. And so Krishna, showing his supreme position, he lifted Govardhan Hill and protected all those other his devotees from the wrath of Indra. You could take two ways. You could try to appease everybody, or you could surrender to Krishna. We can surrender to Krishna. And Krishna says, Ahang tvang sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami masucha. If you surrender to me, I'll take care of it. You don't have to worship anybody else. He says that. That was the purpose of his Govardhan Leela, and that's what he said to Arjun at the end of Bhagavad Gita. There's so many dharmas. You can worship Durga or you worship Lord Shiva for getting some material opulence. You worship Lakshmi for this purpose. Or you worship the Ashwini Kumars to get a good body and all these things. But he concludes that, this is in Srimad Bhagavatam, he concludes that list by saying, akama, sarvakamova, moksha kama udaradhi. That if you whatever your desire, if you're full of material desires, if you have no desire, if you desire liberation, for the perfect satisfaction of your desire, those who are smart, Yajeta Paramam Purush, you worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Just like if you water the root of the tree, all the leaves and branches of the tree are all automatically worshipped by the simple process of watering the root. Similarly, all other responsibilities and worships are taken care of by worshiping the root of creation, Lord Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So I'm assuming that no one is going to be angry with me.
Why would they be angry?
Because just because I got this new god, I should not dump the old gods, right?
Oh, they will be very happy. They will be very happy with you because their master is Krishna. You know, Ravana was, you know who he worshipped?
Shiva.
Lord Shiva. Yeah, Lord Shiva. So when there was the fight between Lord Ramchandra and Ravan, it was looking bad for Ravan. I mean, he was a very good devotee of Lord Shiva, and by Lord Shiva's grace, he got so much opulence. And it was looking bad for Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva was there watching the battle, and Parvati said, "Well, aren't you going to do something? Aren't you going to do something about this? You know, your devotee is getting. It looks like he's going to get crushed." And Lord Shiva said, "No, this is very good. I can't do anything. That Lord Ramchandra is my master, and what he does is auspicious for all the world. So therefore, he was certainly happy and satisfied with that." So those other Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesh, Durga, they all be very happy if you worship Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, definitely. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, is it time?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we're at text 38?
Yes.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one question.
Okay.
There was in text number 31 or 30, there was Braj 84 krosa and Vrindavana 16 krosa, 32 miles. So Prabhuji, once means for Radha Kund, I was wondering, Radha Kund area, what is that? I did not able to find in the nectar of instructions. I was just wondering, like it is mentioned like who means whosoever want, means everybody should reside in Radha Kund, those who qualify for that. I mean, it's a very rare people qualify for that, and so to reside in Radha Kund. So which area is the Radha Kund? Suppose Braja is the wider, then Vrindavan is the smaller, then Radha Kund smaller than that. So what is which area? Probably if you can put light on that, Hare Krishna.
I don't know too much about that. I mean, Govardhan, you're talking about the nectar of instruction, where in the I think the second to last verse, Rupa Goswami says that everybody, the glories of Srimati Radharani's Kund is there in Radha Kund, and everybody should take the advantage of Radha Kund to live there.
Yeah.
So sometimes when that book first came out, Srila Prabhupada was asked these questions, and he said, yeah, later, first you have to do the first part of it. Vacho Vegam, Manasakroda Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udaropasta Vegam. You have to control them. So one can't go to Radha Kund just directly, but first the first part, then later part. As far as the details of which exact place in this the Vrindavan area is Radha Kund. I don't know. But something we can look into. When Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur went to Radha Kund, he took water and put it on his head. He didn't actually go inside and bathe.
Yeah.
And Srila Prabhupada, following Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, did the same thing. He just put some drops on his head. So it's out of respect, very respect. Because if you go, then you have to put your feet in the water and all. So
Yeah.
that's all I know. I don't know any more than that.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Vishwanath.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Very nice answer you gave to Renuka Mataji, because I also have all kinds of deities in my temple room. And
Yes.
I do what Renuka Mataji does. So when you said that those deities will be happy, so I became very happy, because recently I was beginning to get confused, because I am reading Bhagavatam. So I thought I have all the deities, and I do puja, Shiv, Hanuman, Ganesh, all. So they will be happy if we serve Krishna. So it's very nice to
Yeah.
know.
Well, generally speaking, in the Vaishnav temple, they have a special place for the Radha Krishna and the expansions of Krishna, Lord Ramchandra, etc. And there might be demigod murtis also, but they're not in in this prominent place. The main altar is reserved for Lord Krishna and his associates. Like, for example, I don't know if anybody's been to the Juhu Hare Krishna temple.
Yes.
So there's, Gaurnitai, Radha Rasa Bihari, and Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. And then on the sides, there's all these different things with different the Ganesh is there and others. So, but the main temple is there for Radha Krishna. That's usually that's the Vaishnav system. When Lord Chaitanya, we read previously, when Lord Chaitanya was traveling to South India, he was there in South India. They're mostly the Vaishnavas are either Ramanuja or Madhvacharya Vaishnavas. So Ramanuja, he was traveling through in Sri Rangam, that area, many Ramanuja, Sri Vaishnavas. And they were surprised that Lord Chaitanya went into demigod temples and offered respects. But as we're saying, he went to the demigod temples and he chanted Hare Krishna. He worshiped Krishna because he offered respects to them, not as the supreme, but as devotees of Krishna. And he chanted Hare Krishna.
Okay.
We had and among the Sri Vaishnavas, this is a very big deal. That's a very big deal because the Sri Vaishnavas generally they encourage people not to worship demigods, not to deal with demigods. There was a Sri Vaishnav sannyasi who used to come to the Tawako temple when I was temple president. His name was Dr. Venkat. He is a sannyasi, very learned guy, very learned Vaishnava. So he told me, there's one difference between the Gaudiya Sampradaya and the Sri or Lakshmi Sampradaya. And I said, oh yes, what is that? What do you see as the difference? He said, well, in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, you sometimes worship demigods. But in the Sri Sampradaya, it's forbidden to worship demigods. So I said, how is that? How's that? So he said, the gopis worshipped Katyayani to get Krishna as their husband. And that was accepted. Otherwise, we don't worship demigods. But in that instance, the gopis were worshiping Katyayani to get Krishna as their husband, so we accept. Actually, the purports of the acharyas say they were technically worshiping Yoga Maya. But so generally, the Sri Vaishnavas also they're surprised. They do not recommend worship of the devatas, or because by worshiping Vishnu, Krishna, all those devatas are automatically taken care of. There's a nice verse to that effect that by worshiping Vishnu, by giving full worship to Vishnu or Krishna, all other responsibilities to forefathers, to demigods, to society in general, to the sages, all those responsibilities and duties are all taken care of by the simple process of worshiping Krishna. Srila Prabhupada gave the example of the goldsmith method and the blacksmith method. I don't know if you've heard this example. So have you ever seen a goldsmith doing his work? He's got a little hammer and he's going tick, 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 and then tick, 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 tick. Whereas a blacksmith, they heat up the iron and it's one bang, done, all in one, finished. So worshiping all these other different demigods is like the goldsmith, but Krishna consciousness is the blacksmith method, all at once, everything there. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Sudevi, Mother Sudevi, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. I just can I read the verse and translation for Devarshi Bhutapta Niram?
Oh yeah, that's the verse. That's the verse.
Can I read, please?
It's okay with me. It's Ekadashi. We're eating less today.
Oh, you have to.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Devarshi Bhutapta Niram Pritinam Nakin Karunayam Nidam Rajam Sarvatmanaya Saranam Saranyam Kato Mukundam Parihitya Kartham. O King, one who has given up all material duties and has taken full shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, who offers shelter to all, is not indebted to the demigods, great sages, ordinary living beings, relatives, friends, mankind, or even one's forefathers who have passed away, since all such classes of living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. One who has surrendered to the Lord's service has no need to serve such persons separately.
Okay. Thank you very much. Very, very good. I like that. Very nice. It's a very famous verse. Devarshi Bhutat. Yeah. I haven't memorized it. I should memorize it. Thank you all very much for your kind time and attention. And have a great Ekadashi day. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa
Sindhubhyo cha
patitana
patitanam
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
namo.
namo namah. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Krishna, for that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It was very, very helpful.
Very helpful.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
A quick reminder, this evening we will have part 3 of the Vaishnava etiquette course entitled Sadhana Habits, 6:30 p.m. We will begin on this same Zoom channel. So those that have been participating, please join us tonight at 6:30.
What is the quiz deadline time, Prabhuji?
You have a week.
Before you finish.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Have a great day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Have a great day.